Is he in contact with the tool?
Oh, Tony just showed us. I don't know what it means. I'm fine.
All right, we're back on the record. We have a question or a request from the jury, which is, would like to hear the transcript of LaTanya's testimony when describing Nathan hitting/shooting her. I can tell you that generally my views on reading a transcript to a jury in my discretion, I do not allow that and would not think it appropriate in this particular case because for several reasons. One is that the official transcript is a long way from being prepared. Secondly, I believe it draws undue attention to particular pieces of evidence and that it's for the jury to consider all evidence in the case. So I would be inclined in my discretion to deny this request, but I'll hear from both the state and the defense with respect to this request.
We would tend to agree with the court's ruling on that, your tentative ruling.
We agree, Your Honor.
Just as long as it's in your discretion.
Yes. Let's bring the jurors into the courtroom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've sent a request out that says as follows: would like to hear the transcript of LaTanya's testimony when describing Nathan hitting/shooting her. In my discretion, I'm going to deny that request for several reasons. One is that the official transcript of this trial will take some period of time, at least several days, to prepare. And were we to recess the deliberations to allow that process to proceed and then resume once we did have the official transcript, my concern would be is that your memory as to other evidence in this case would fade and that it might draw undue significance to that particular portion of the evidence. So I'm going to deny that request and just ask that you recall the evidence. It is your duty to recall the evidence and all reasonable inferences therefrom, and ask that you return. Well, you've also asked for a break at 4 o'clock, so it's 4 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and allow, this is a second note that was just handed to me, Counsel. We'll go ahead and allow that. So we'll take a 15-minute recess, ask you to return to the deliberation room at 4:15. What I'll have you do is go ahead and take your materials back in the deliberation room and leave them there so you won't have to come back in here. Again, don't begin your deliberations or resume your deliberations until you've returned the verdict, until we return the verdict packet to you. What I'm going to ask the bailiff to do is get that verdict packet from the foreperson, go ahead and put the paperwork in it, close it up, hand it to the bailiff. The bailiff will hold that until you return from your recess. Once you are all accounted for back in the deliberation room, that will be returned to you, and that will be your signal to resume your deliberation about this case. So don't talk about this case in the interim, and follow all the other rules and instructions that I've given you. So if you'll return to the deliberation room, leave your materials there, and give the bailiff the verdict packet. Presence of the jury, any objection to the dialogue I just had with the jurors?
No, sir.
All right, and we'll mark, actually, we're going to put both of those notes as court exhibit number 3. The clerk's going to simply make those part of the record. So we'll be in recess until 4:15. I will not be bringing the jurors back in here, but we'll be opening court just solely for the purposes of sending the verdict packet back after the bailiff confirms all 12 jurors are present. So there won't be any proceedings other than that.